Hello everybody, it's Jen and Roman. Today's class is balance for people with cerebral palsy. So as you can see, I'm on a futon cushion, and that's because if you want an extra added challenge to your balance activities, you could stand on a pillow or a mattress or a cushion, and it knocks you off balance a little bit. So that's actually a good thing when we're trying to train our brains. All right, so let's start in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet right under the hips. Toes facing forward. Belly is tight. Arms are beside us. And palms are facing forward. Good. On an inhale. Let's bend those knees, reaching up. Good. Keep that belly tight. Clasp the hands if you're able. And we're leaning over to the right. Yes, exhaling. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the left. Yes, and if your arms don't want to go up over your head today, then you could do this. Come up, let's come center. Good. You could do this instead of arms straight up. You can just go up as high as your arms allow you to and do it there. You could do the steeple there. Or if you're in a chair, you can do this as well, sitting, okay? All right, so now let's shift our weight into one leg. Yes, on the pillow it makes it a lot harder. And we're gonna come into standing wind removing pose. Now, Roman's gonna demonstrate a more basic version where you just lift your heel up and bend the knee the right. And I'll demonstrate a little more advanced version where we bring the knee up off the ground. Digging into the leg that's supporting you. Very nice. Good, now we're gonna make it fancy because we're gonna turn this into a curtsy. On an exhale, let's bring this right leg behind us and find the ground. Good. And back up. And drive the knee if you can, or just come up on the toes. Very nice. Ooh, that's a challenge on a pillow. I encourage you to try it. Of course, where you're safe and you can hold on to something. All right, let's shift our weight into the right leg now. And just lift up that left heel. This is enough of a balance challenge for sure. But if you want to go further, we dig into this supporting leg, little soft bend in the knee, and drive the left knee up. And then we'll make it fancy on an exhale. Bring that left leg behind the right. Find the ground. And it's a curtsy. And then come back up. Knee drives. Yes. Good. Back to Tadasana. Nice. Okay, we're gonna go rock back on our heels, come up on our toes, which sounds easy enough, but it actually is really hard. You ready, Rome? Okay, rocking back on the heels, especially on a pillow, it's hard. There's no shame in grabbing onto a wall. And then up onto the toes. Belly tight. Yes, and back down. Rocking back on the heels. Good stretch on the calves. Yes, and up you go. This is a good way to work through contractures that lots of people have in ankles and, well, just joints in general. You go through the full range of motion. Good, okay. Good, let's flow our way down to a tabletop. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Yes, and then we're just gonna step ourselves back. Knees on the mat or the pillow. Hands are right under the shoulders and belly is tight. Okay, knees are under the hips, belly's nice and tight. Head and neck in line with the spine. You're actively pushing that mat away. On an inhale, we're gonna extend out our right leg behind us. And you can stay right here, and this is a great balance challenge because we're really trying to keep our hips squared off with the mat. So we're trying to avoid rising up this way and opening the hip. We're dipping in this way and impinging the hip. So we're trying to stay nice and balanced. This is a challenge. But if you want to go further, then we extend out the left hand, and maybe you keep it on the mat, but it's just a little ahead of you. Or maybe you do like Roman's doing here, and we lift it off. Still trying to keep everything in balance. Good, breathe through all of these things, of course. And come on down. Good, always take a break if you need it, when you need it. So inhale, left leg extends behind us. Yes, decide if you want to stay right here and work with your hips and balance, or maybe step your right hand out, or maybe lift it up. Really think length. We're thinking elongating in opposite directions. Very nice. Okay, back to tabletop. Good, let's just sit back for a moment. Okay, take a little break. Good, if you're able, join me for high knee. Okay, so we're just coming up high. Yes, if you're on a mat that is squishy like mine, this will be a balance challenge. So you could stick pillows under your knees if you need to, and that would be a balance challenge. So right here, we're trying to keep our tail tucked, all right? So I'm just gonna move sideways here to show you something. What we're trying to not do is to anterior rotate that pelvis so that we create this deep curve here. We don't want it so over exaggerated. We want to tuck the tail. Yes, and that engages our core, and that's important for balance, okay? So nice and tucked, good. All right, we're gonna have eagle arms. So start with just opening your arms up real wide, opening the chest really wide. Good, and on an exhale, we're gonna drop the right arm under the left. And then bend the elbows. All twisted up. This is good because we crossed midline, and that's always good for your brain and the neurons, neural connections. Good, inhale, and we're open wide again, real wide. Good, and now left arm underneath. And bend the elbows. And you can twist it all up. Very nice. All this whole time, tight belly, tail tucked. Good. And exhale, release it. Very nice. Okay, let's see if I missed anything. Oh yeah, side plank. All right, so we're gonna come on to one side. Doesn't matter which, because we're gonna do both. Propped up on the elbow. Okay, and the bottom leg stays bent. Now, if you can, this is a very difficult move, but if you can, we're going to use all of our core muscles here to keep us stabilized as we rise our hips up. Top leg can either stay on the mat and your hand on your hip, or you can raise that top leg up. You'd be super advanced if you could do that. Right, and you could take breaks if you need to. Now, this is a balance challenge because you're trying to stay in this plane. Good, now relax and bring it down. Good, let's go to the other side. Nice and tall in the arm. We don't want to collapse in, okay? We're trying to stay nice and tall. Meet your body where it's at. You don't have to go right into the advanced right away. So on an inhale, use those belly muscles and your core and your glute muscles, lift the hip up. Top leg can either touch the mat or lift up off the mat. And you can have your other hand on your hip if you like. Good. And down we go. Good. Okay. Those are just a few examples of some things you can do to improve your balance and to challenge your core muscles. Head on over to our channel, Yoga for You. We have an entire playlist for people with cerebral palsy. Go ahead and like and subscribe that. And until next time, remember, you are wonderfully and perfectly made, and God bless you.